All right, so let me try to. I really wanted to just bombard my brain with junk food, just whatever. I don't fucking care. Just anything, any gross bullshit to shove in my face, distract me from my own uh, doomer, doom spiral would be amazing. But I was at 7-Eleven just looking through and this is all new. Like, it's all new stuff for me. Like, in Taiwan, at this point in Taiwan, I would be like, I would know exactly which aisle to go to and what to grab before I even went there, right? But I mean, these are all Filipino snacks. I never eaten any of this stuff, so I don't know what to choose. So I'm looking at things, and while I'm looking at things, there's just beggars, which is kind of crazy because, like, in Taiwan, I like feel bad for the beggars in Taiwan. I really do, because they're so bad at begging. Because um, Taiwanese people have they both have a lot of pride and a lot of a sense that they have dignity, not pride, dignity, I should say. They have dignity, and they really have a strong feeling of not wanting to bother people, which I think is part of the reason why I first had a total meltdown in Taiwan. Because once I started to internalize the culture, once I started to adapt to the culture, and I internalized that desire to not bother other people, which I think is like almost the opposite of how I was raised. I was raised on like being an annoying like comedy person, kind of, uh, or and then I got brainwashed, and that was like the opposite of not wanting to bother people. It was like, it's actually okay to flout all social convention. First of all, not okay. It's like an obligation that you disregard social conventions, and then secondly, that you actively try to brainwash people, like you try to convert people to, which honestly is kind of good. Like, those Mormon girls that I talk to in Taiwan. Hey, at least they have something to do all day, and they have a reason to go talk to people and stuff. I should start trying to convert people to my cult. I think Philippines is like maybe the best place to start a cult. Um, but yeah, no, but it is. I mean, one thing that is comforting is like even like the beggars, they have a good sense of humor. That is true. They're like saying like funny, like random things to me, and I say funny things I think are funny to them, and then they respond back with things that they think are funny. And I swear to God that like yesterday a beggar said like "hello, boss" or something like that. That's like normal "hi, boss" to me, and then I was like, "yo, what's up, homie?" or something. That's kind of like my standard response. And then today, like when I came out of 7-Eleven, there was like 10 taxi drivers, like they're like half like tuk tuk, half beggar people, and they all were like, "Yo, homie, what's up, dude?" They talk. Apparently, they talk. So that's all kind of good. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of, but I was honestly just kind of like feeling like, damn, everybody in this hotel fucking hates me already. Like everybody in the hotel because like the restaurant tried to scam me and the hotel tried to scam me, and like both cases I called them out, and I wasn't mean. I wasn't angry. I wasn't mean. I was just like, yeah, you doubled the price of my bill, like because like they gave me just the total, and I'm like, no, I want the itemized the receipt. Tell me what each of the things costs. And then it's like, yeah, it went from 700 to 400, didn't it? How did that happen? And they were like, and then they're like looking at me like, like, what the fuck? Am I supposed to just let you scam me? And then the same with the hotel. They asked me to give like a 2,000 peso deposit, a 2,000 peso deposit. And then when I asked for a receipt for the deposit, they wrote on the receipt 1,000. So they were clearly trying to scam me out of 1,000. And again, I called it out, and then they were like, And then so now I'm like, fuck, like this. I don't know anybody in this country, and all the people that work in this building fucking hate me already. It usually takes me a little longer to make everybody in my area hate me. And I thought Filipinos were like super friendly and warm. So now I'm fucking Jesus. If I can't make friends with people here, I'm fucked in this world. But anyways, I mean, truly none of that matters. The only thing that matters is I need to work on the agentic commerce thing. And the only reason I'm staying in this hotel and I extended my stay here was because I was like, I'm here, I'm fucking here. I'm just gonna stay here. I'm not gonna go search for another place. I'm not gonna go looking around. It's not gonna waste time hauling my luggage around. Like, if I'm here, I'm just gonna fucking stay here. So that's what I'm doing. God, the poor mom of those kids at 7-Eleven. She's missing all of her teeth. She's like actually a good-looking woman aside from not having any teeth. Anyway, so yeah, so the thing is, like, yeah, I just want to work. I just want to get to work. But every time I start trying to get myself to work, I have a panic attack. And the fucked up thing is I'm pretty sure that if I actually did any work at all, I would stop panicking. I would be like, okay, this is progress. We're making progress here. Things are going good here. And so I'll stop panicking. But when I go to do work, I'm like, no, you can't do that. Like, you don't know anybody in this country. You need to go find like people. You need people in your, like, everybody I've ever met in my whole life fucking hates me. My family in America hate me. The people in Taiwan fucking hate me. I don't think they actually do, but like Taiwanese are kind of cold in a way. Like, they would never see themselves as cold, which is kind of funny to me. But like in the way the Japanese, they like, it's like they're being polite. They're polite, but politeness is kind of, it's almost, I would almost prefer like the Filipinos scamming me. At least there's a reason to interact with them, and then you don't like have to feel like that bad. Like, if you're saying something to them and like if they're like ignoring you, you just can be mean to them and be like, hey, fucking talking to you, listen, because they scammed you. They tried to scam you. Like, they don't have, it's not like in Taiwan everybody treats you like really well with a lot of respect. And so if you don't treat them with respect back, it's very, but I guess I think I would assume most likely in Taiwan, I don't know how to show people respect to a certain extent. Like, I think in mainland China, I kind of like I can show people so much respect that they get embarrassed, that sort of thing. Like, I know how to like just heap praise on people, but I think in Taiwan, I feel like there's another way of doing that. They do it in a different way. Not to say that's a good thing to do or I should do that, but like, if I knew how to do that, I think it would actually make life easier for me in Taiwan. But ultimately the problem with my life is that I am sabotaging it constantly, so that I can have no friendships and no relationships and no obligations and no entanglements, so that I can focus 100% on agentic commerce. I mean, that's just what I'm calling it at the moment. But whatever it is that I'm focused on. But now I'm like, oh, I can't focus on agentic commerce because my life is in shambles. So it's very contradictory. Whew. Anyways, I don't know. Maybe it is because I will say this. Like, the thing is, this is the way like I was when I was like when I first moved to China. When I was in Beijing, but I was only 19 years old. So like, I don't know if you can really, but I was sort of like, you know, it's 2 a.m. I'm in my hotel, 2:30 a.m. I'm in my hotel. I woke up at like 7 p.m. So I'm not, even though it's 2:30. But like, if this was China and I was 19 years old, I would not be in the hotel right now. I would be out in the world trying to make something happen, trying to meet somebody, trying to do something. Um, and then what would happen is I would meet women. I would get a girlfriend. And then that girlfriend would start inviting me to things and introducing me to all of her friends and introducing me to her family. And now I have like social capital. Uh, right. So, yeah, at that point in my life, it was the correct move. And maybe it is the correct move now. It's possible to just go out, just fucking meet people. But I really didn't feel that way in Taiwan. And when I did meet people in Taiwan, what am I? I'm trying to fix. When I did meet people in Taiwan, it caused me to have even worse panic because now I felt because they were actually trying to be friends with me and invite me out and hang out with me and help me and stuff. And I was like, I need to spend all of my time by myself, so making live streaming, rambling to myself on YouTube. And you know what I didn't even, you know what I forgot about something is that, well, actually, like right now in this, I feel like, man, there's nobody around here. Ain't nobody around here. But if I was worried about bothering somebody or whatever, I could speak in, or somebody overhearing me, I could speak in Chinese. Maybe I should just speak in Chinese. Maybe my audience, maybe I'm not even worried about audience. The only audience for this is me. Why? I mean, I make it public, but I don't give a fuck about anybody. The only reason I make these is because I watch them again, and then it helps me keep track of what I'm working on and everything and why, and even like how I manage to waste a bunch of time if I waste a bunch of time and stuff like that. Anyways, so I don't know, maybe I'll try. Should I try doing something in Chinese? Should I try singing Chinese karaoke? Oh, that's right, I should go sing. Do you think they're open? It's 2:41. I think they're closed. Let's just try to learn about the Iran situation on minutes. Even though you know what I think I'm capable of doing? Here's what I'm capable. Because I mean, the whole point of this, I was gonna like, I'm trying. At this moment, I'm trying so hard to force myself to do something with agentic commerce. And here's the thing: is that I spent the entire, I was on the train to Taipei, and then I was on the plane from Taipei to Manila, and I had no internet the whole time, and I didn't talk to any of the other people. I just stared blankly, like a psychopath, like the psychopath that I am. I stared blankly, and I was thinking the whole fucking time about what was the thing about directories. I was thinking about directories, and it was driving me fucking crazy. The directories that I wanted to be working on them, but I couldn't be. And now that I can work on the directories, I can't bring myself to do it. I just can't bring myself to do it. I don't know why. I mean, I do know. I just explained why. It's because the part of me that's like, no, you need to go fucking know some human being in the world. Like, my only source of, survival is my mother sending me money. My mother is not a person that I've been able to rely on in my life. She randomly changes her mind about things all the time. And she didn't even promise me any money going forward. So I'm like, I could easily just be like homeless and friendless in fucking Philippines. And, you know, uh, so it's sort of like, oh no, you need to go find people that are going to tell you, not in words, but with their actions, like it's going to be all right. Obviously, I got to this point by pursuing this endeavor. So it would be very fucking stupid to stop now. So yeah, but so I'm, moment by moment, I'm like trying so hard to be like, okay, like fucking get working on the agentic commerce thing. I don't know what I'm gonna do with agentic commerce. Make the directory, make the agentic commerce directory. That's what I need to do. That's all I need to do. And then I'm just like, nope, 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 nope. Can't work. You can't work. Need to go meet people. Gotta go meet people. I wonder if they they must have already known they were gonna invade Iran when they, oh, damn. Somebody just came out on their porch and it is a hottie. I think, I don't know, I can't see shit. But she's staring at the source of the noise because there's a banging noise going on. What's up, pretty girl? Anyway, so there's a deliberate attempt by these anonymous officials to obfuscate the situation by conflating air defense with other munitions. We're witnessing a collapse. Okay, I don't follow this guy. This is an instant follow. He's got the Ukraine and the Taiwan flag in his bio. How did I not follow him already? Yes, this is what I've been saying. We're witnessing a collapse of Iranian ballistic missile launches, which means we don't need interceptors. Unmanned aerial vehicles, I guess, is what he's saying. Why did he say UAS? I don't know. But as usual, the people that are like the pro-Iranian, pro-Chinese accounts that are like trying to um, popularize the idea that America is running out of munitions. These guys are the best marketing team ever for Lockheed Martin and all of the weapons manufacturers. Okay, that's what I've been wondering about. I was trying to get, because here's the thing: is it feels like you're just not seeing as many videos of Iran hitting things with missiles. Like I'm not seeing the videos anymore. I was seeing the videos, and now I'm not seeing the videos. So what happened? You know, it feels like Iran stopped launching so many missiles. But it's hard to, am I just like, is that just the way it feels on X, or is that a reflection of the reality? So this guy is saying that they're, day one they're, and now by day five they're down to 40. The drone swarms was 294 on day one, went up to 541 on day two, and then now it's down to 45. So the number of missiles and drones that they are launching is significantly depleted. And at this pace, it almost seems like, they had these like pre-programmed response to a decapitation strike, and that went off, but then there's no like ability to continue an operational pace, or possibly they're getting their launchers, not, or I mean, clearly it's both, but which one is more important is a question. All right, that's funny. U.S. and Israel intercepted most of the missiles with their infrastructure, like buildings and bases. That is actually funny, but it's a weird thing to ask Grok. Like Grok might not know. Okay, whatever. Like, remember, the only thing that Grok could possibly know, the only way Grok could possibly know is from the sources. And so Grok is probably using the same sources as the original poster.
The soldiers saw the giants approaching.
That is a lot of video, of unrelated video to be like Iran right now. What? Anyway, so that's a big thing right there. Because I was saying like, I feels like they're not launching as many things, but I had no basis for really thinking that that was the actual situation. But if that is the actual situation, I mean, that changes everything. Because if it was like things are getting, it was like, oh shit, we opened a can of worms. This is gonna be impossible to deal with. Like this is going to be a long. They're talking about, like, Marco Rubio is talking about running out of interceptors, and I think it was Pete Hegseth was talking about the potential for troops, and like this is going so bad, and like Chinese might be the ones doing the targeting, and blah blah, and like, oh, it's so bad. But then it's like, no, they're literally like, it was like a dead cat bounce. The day one and day two of the missiles, and it was a dead cat bounce. They're not gonna they're not gonna be able to sustain anything. And you know the whole idea that, oh, they're like just making the U.S. and Israel use up all of their interceptors, and then they're gonna uh, start using their actual like hypersonic missiles, and they're like, it's like, seems unlikely when their rate is dropping to that degree. Like, why would there would should there's no reason for there to be a pause. based on that strategy. Here we go. Andrew Chappell saying the thing that people pretend to not know. It almost feels like people are pretending to not know this. What? Epstein prison jail guards used fake body to trick media waiting outside the prison while his real corpse was loaded into van unnoticed. Uh-huh. Oh, I see. That's like the explanation for why the videos of the Epstein's body were. All right. I don't know. That changes everything. That fucking changes everything. That it really makes you think like this is almost over. I mean, we'll see what happens with the Strait of Hormuz, and the U.S. Navy, the U.S. federal government issuing insurance to shippers, and I think is what's going on, and the Navy escorting them. But with that one wild card out of the way, if this continues, if Iran's number of attacks Iran is generating every day continues to drop, then I don't see what the next thing is to just say like, okay, time for, hey, everybody that was protesting the government, uh, get back out on the streets, and if any of the regime's security forces try to stop you, we will drone them. That's all you got to do. It seems like. Americans are stranded in the Middle East because of Donald Trump's war in Iran, but the deputy chief of staff and an elected official are helping Yeah, so they're saying that Trumper people. Uh, that they were betting on the poly markets before the war started, which I think is great because they're making the prediction markets more accurate. Look. Should have. There we go. 今天见到一块完全上长脑的右头石头。There we go. That made no sense to me. Putin suggests Russia may stop supplying gas to EU market. Troops are eating fine. The broadcast bros are losing the demoralizing campaign they are running. Yeah, I don't know who thought the troops weren't eating fine. The New York Times has published satellite imagery confirming what Iran said it was doing while Washington was busy telling you it wasn't working. Every major U.S. base across the Gulf, systematically and methodically, Bahrain, 5th Fleet Headquarters, the nerve center of American naval power in the region, Al Udeid, Qatar, already missing its 1.1 billion ANTPY radar. Cracked satellite dishes gone, missing tracking infrastructure, blah, blah, blah. Iran didn't just strike U.S. bases. It mapped the communication coordination layer that makes American missile defense function as a unified system, and then it peeled it apart base by base across 5. Okay, first of all, thanks for having ChatGPT write your shit. Secondly, they 100% knew this was going to happen. This is not a surprise. It doesn't mean anything. Yeah, they knew that was coming. They knew that was coming. It's not a problem. Anything that's a fixed asset on both sides. For Iran, they don't have fixed missile launchers. They try to launch. I mean, it goes right down to the artillery, the whole scoot and shoot, or that's what they call everything has to be scoot and shoot. Otherwise, it is not. And so that's the same as, and that's partially why the aircraft carriers are so important, because they can move around while also having these top of the line radars. But I assume that they've 100% knew anything that is a fixed asset that is, missiles can be programmed to launch and then not even check in on GPS. Just they're programmed to go to where they're going. You can't jam that signal. So if there is a radar that anything fixed in location that's not underground, it's gone. It's just gone. And they knew that. And they didn't care. Speaking of which, oops, I kind of thought I was sharing this screen here. Um, Okay, so yes, as you can see here, THAAD launchers are fully mobile. Okay. Okay, but in this case, let's see. Yeah, so we'll see how long it takes for Grok to answer that question, but I am getting sleepy. Iran shoots down F-15s. Really? That's a new thing. Holy shit. Fictional case of Fritz. 看起来又是一位太上老年人。我是一名科学家，创变人是创办人还是创办人与投资人。我与之上远大的认识和致力于在我们有生之年提升人类的生活体验。我出生于台北，成长于加拿大和美国西岸。我在哈佛大学取得研词和博士学位。大学侧就读于加州大学伯克莱分校。我共同创办并协助领导阿科研究院与 Thrive Capital 合作进行投资。担任加州大学伯克莱分校教授并授课，协助发起快速补助计划。Why am I reading this? Yeah, so whatever it was a fixed system. We know that fixed systems are not defensible. We know this. We were aware of this. It's almost like they're decoys. Maybe they are really real installations, but we're treating them almost like decoys because we know that they're not defensible. Gosh, all right, let's see what people have to say about the supply chains right about now. Seems like an interesting topic. If you're going through hell, keep going. Why would you stop in hell? Dude, I needed to hear that. I needed to hear that. Why are there 9 comments? What is there to comment on that? I think all of these are bots. Every single one of these are just making, yes, don't stop, keep going. But I fucking need it right now. So you know what? With all of you lovely people, I'm going to follow all of you. Never has there been more timely posts. That said, I still can't actually move forward. Maybe I will. I think I'll be able to do that in 1 second here. In 1 fucking second, I'm going to be able. You know, I'm kind of feeling the way I was feeling in Taiwan that day where I was like, I'm going to start live streaming all the time. You know, I said that yesterday too, and then I did not do that at all. But it's sort of like even though I'm tired, like I'm gonna push the fuck through. I'm gonna push through this shit. I'm gonna just keep going. I don't give a fuck how tired I get. I want to keep going. I'm just gonna just post and stream every fucking thing I do from now until I do something worth posting and streaming about. Or get a girlfriend. One of the two. Either of those options would be amazing. Damn, Grok is getting popular. Can't remember. I was going to try to use Grok for something the other day. I can't remember what it was. He was on TV saying that Israel has achieved air superiority, but then he had to cut the interview short so they could take cover in a bunker. I mean, that's not air superiority though. Like, you can have air superiority and still have to go to a bunker. Ho, ho, ho. That is true, actually. I would work with a co-founder, but my body odor is unbearable. U.S. Navy destroyer. Okay. So they're saying that Grok. I mean, all these things. Whenever you see these, it's always like you immediately, no matter how many times, I just fall for it. I mean, I'm just like, yeah, that. I'm like, oh shit, that happened. And then it's like a lot of times they're not even trying to be convincing. They're posting like straight up AI garbage. They're just making shit up, and you're like, oh right, I forgot that these guys just make shit up all the time. But using Grok to validate it is it's great and all, but then Grok is just sourcing the U.S. officials, which the U.S. officials could definitely be lying or just not putting out information. Like that information could be classified. Attribution, he's 100% right. I don't know how that's a skill though. Dun, 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 dun. This is a waste of time. I'm wasting my life away. Also, it's not. It's a little too hot in here. I had it on fan. I didn't have it on AC. I'll put it on AC. All right. So let's see here. We've got one more post to read. Let's read another post. All right. Let's do something that's potentially maybe it could theoretically be not a waste of time. It's probably a waste of time though. All right. Let's go with the latest. Tell me something interesting, please. I'm not sure what this guy is. This is. Okay, never mind. I don't know why I like that. That's he's just saying. He's shitting all over my thesis in life. Women control 80% of consumer spending. She would never trust an agent unless she told them the exact item and they were just finding the lowest price or negotiating for it. So yeah, that's good enough. Good enough use case. It is fucking obvious that the frontier is agentic commerce. You are correct, sir. What? I couldn't actually understand what this guy is saying. To be honest. And do you know why? Because I have panic induced ADD. When your anxiety is too high, you are incapable of focusing on anything unless it's like exactly the fucking thing that you need to focus on or whatever. Yeah, boy. The idea that agentic payment is 402. See, that's the thing. I think all this stuff with the crypto and the crypto agents, it's cool. It's very cool. It's awesome. Huge amount of potential. We're talking about, just like this whole ecosystem of automated trading taking place. Um, however, it's like the guys that are into that, they're the same ones that always pump up ever since Auto GPT and Ethereum. Just they're crypto guys, and then there's the agent guys. They're the two biggest, and they have a big overlap. They just always hype the shit out of everything. When they never admit that it wasn't what they hyped it up to be. They always just move. They don't even move on to the next thing. It just things die down for a while, and then something else gets them excited, and they fucking explode. But I mean, they're kind of like, it's kind of like talking about like giving open claw. You know, this isn't even like this is just the first step, the most basic thing, like the WordPress of this shit is just giving cryptocurrency to your open claw. And again, as I was saying yesterday, I believe I was saying like what I'm more interested in is like what I buying an airplane ticket or buying a hotel booking through Google AI mode. To me, that's what I'm talking about when I talk about agentic commerce. So the other shit is cool, but that's it's this the whole idea that where it's like this 402 thing, which is just like this. They just get really excited about technical things. Purge. Claude and ChatGPT are still using Boomer payment rails, see stuff like that. It's like, who cares? And they just think like something that's like not cool. It's like not cool at all. It sucks. But now it's being paid for with crypto. Oh, now it's cool. Like that sort of thinking. It's like, no, like if the thing is a good thing, then it's a good thing without the crypto. And if it's not a good thing, then it being not a good thing, but adding crypto in doesn't make it a good thing. Which is the same thing I was saying about AI a few years ago. I don't even know what this thing says, but it's close enough. It needs the right rail. I need a rail. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Damn. It's, you know what? I saw a thing earlier today that was talking about how agentic commerce is the future. No. That's not what I saw. That agentic commerce is blowing up right now. That just the term agentic commerce is blowing up. And it gave me FOMO because I was like, oh, if I would have like from the day that I first, like if you look at my videos, well, I have an agentic commerce thread from like, or a video about an agentic commerce thread on Twitter from like a month ago. So if now it's blowing up, I could have like gotten traffic if I would have been posting about it on my website or something along those lines, you know. But anyways, my point is that's true because I mean I'm only 1 hour in. Normally, all of the agentic commerce posts for the last years, it would have taken me about this long to look through all of them. But now, no race. Emboldened by the kiss, something. No. Tempo. What does Tempo do? The blockchain for payments at scale. What does Sopic Deb do? Does he work for Tempo? Whatever. You know, learning in public, that is cool. I've never seen anybody talk about learning in public. That's what I'm doing. I'm learning in prison, in the prison of my own psychopathic brain. Agents need a Bitcoin bank that facilitates the transfer of Bitcoin so they do not need to use the blockchain directly for payments. It provides immense value. Why? So then the bank just determines who owns the Bitcoin, and then the only time that the transfer of Bitcoin ownership actually goes on the blockchain is when it goes to or from the bank. Wait, yeah, who is he replying to? I'm trying to. The Fed granting skinny master account to Kraken is a huge deal. What? Does this sound like just words made up by people? It does, doesn't it? You know what I want to start doing? And I don't give a fuck. The Philippines is just like if Vietnam was in the middle of the ocean. What I'm gonna do is start writing about stocks. I'm gonna start writing about investment opportunities. I'm gonna start writing about cryptocurrency investment opportunities. Start writing about Taiwanese and Filipino coins. Let's learn about something here for a minute. I'm so confused about how to use this country as an adjective. How can Maka invest in Philippines? U.S. listed assets, exchange traded funds, or opening a direct brokerage account. It's sweet that it popped up saying ask. Somebody was hacking my shit, I swear to God. Because that was not working right there. Tell me all about this. Should I be posting about this? Maybe I'll post about it. Why not? I don't know why I like to do that so much. Hello, this is a test. Okay, it's working today. It wasn't working yesterday. Can a non-Filipino citizen living in the Philippines open an account with a brokerage and buy stocks? All right. Anyways, the answer is yes. The answer. The answer. Naval warfare experts said Who is this guy? Anybody that starts their tweet with naval warfare experts, I like it. I want to follow Giovanni. So the destroyers and jets needed for their escorts would not be available immediately given their role in the attacks on Iran. Joshua Talis, the Center for Naval Analysis, said it was unlikely that the U.S. Navy would be able to defend commercial vessels over the next 7 to 10 days. Escorts would come only after, Center for Naval Analysis, okay. The initial phase of major hostilities ended. So first we need to destroy more Iranian anti-ship. I feel like Rebecca, whatever. Okay. I'm not going to look at my notifications. Okay. So we're gonna this one. All right, so I'm on here just following every single crypto person because again, agentic commerce truly is taking off as a term right now. It is just extremely popular. Are there any Philippine specific coins. I don't even know if that's the correct terminology. Yeah. ¿Cómo es? Axie Infinity is a play-to-earn blockchain game that became massive. Oh, play-to-earn blockchain game? That's wild. Each Axie is an NFT that you actually own. I did not know this. These can be traded for Gcash. That's wild that it went down due to an attack. Union Chain is a new Southeast Asian blockchain platform powered by ZK Sync, designed to bridge the gap between what and what? I don't know. Where'd my shit go? Okay. Yeah, the audio and video is repeatedly cutting out, which is no good. You don't like that? What are we doing here? Okay, so I was asking about the rates on these things. %4, 5%, 6%. No, I would not like to know. I think I'm done with this. What were the best performing major Filipino stocks in the last 12 months? That's what I would like to know. International Container Terminal Services. Son of Beach. What does LT Group do? Manila Electric, Universal Robina Corporation. Oceana Gold, Philippines. Philippine National Bank. Huh. Why? How do you? How are you? If you're such a large and diversified company, Okay, so the stock value increase was driven by, oh fuck, I'm still not live. Fuck you. All right, so let's see here. So its bank and distillery performance are the reasons why it's winning. High dividend payout. They now hold a stake in Philippine Airlines. Um, let's get into it. The LT Group and its founder, Lucio Tan, generally do not publicly disclose specific lists of political candidates they donate to in the Philippines. Corporate and high net worth donations are often handled privately. And under the Omnibus Election Code, companies, especially those with government contracts, are restricted from making direct contributions. However, recent reports and historical data provide context on how the group interacts with the political landscape. Indirect support and partnership, government program support. LT Group often supports the initiatives of sitting administrations through corporate and social responsibility. For example, historically, the group's subsidiaries provide essential services that naturally align with the national government's agenda, regardless of the sitting president. Large Philippine conglomerates traditionally hedge their bets by supporting multiple major candidates across different parties to ensure a stable business environment. In previous cycles, individuals associated with the Tan family have been linked to various mainstream candidates. However, for the 2025 midterm elections, the Commission on Elections focused its 2025 probes on government contractors rather than diversified holdings firms. Regulatory statement is the only way to verify specific donors is through the SOCEs filed by candidates after an election. Major spenders in the 2025 Senate race, such as Camilo Villar, Pia Cayetano, and Bong Go, reported millions in donations, but these are often attributed to individuals rather than corporate entities like LT Group. LT Group maintains a politically neutral corporate stance, preferring to engage the government on of the day through formal business channels and how does corporate lobbying? How do you spell corporate? Work in Philippines. Filipina. Corporate lobbying in the Philippines is a mix of formal legal requirements and informal relationship-based influence. While it is constitutionally protected as a form of freedom of expression and the right to petition the government, it is regulated by decades-old law that many consider outdated in the modern political climate. Legal framework. Okay. I don't need to know the laws and shit. Just tell me. Groups like the Management Association of the Philippines and the Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry act as unified voices for business interests during legislative hearings. Okay. That makes perfect sense. How do parties? How does party support break down by geographic area in Philippines? Yeah, I didn't get any information out of that. That was like it was either too complex or something. I don't know. Anyways, I think I need to at least get up and stretch out. Maybe I'll go eat something. Maybe I'll go to bed. I don't know. Any of those things are good ideas.